Good morning, everyone, and welcome. This is Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us. Coming to you live here from the PhD Speed Gaming event in Chicago, Illinois, bringing you some awesome board game coverage all throughout the day today. But let's get some quick introductions out of the way. I am joined here today with Adam and Pete from CMON. How you doing?
Good.
Doing well. Thanks, Matt, for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I know it's a little bit early, but we're happy to show off all the board games today. So thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah.
So I see Dragon Castle on the table. We had a chance to do a few rounds of this at Gamma earlier this year. But please give me the primer in case any of our viewers have not seen our coverage of Dragon Castle yet.
Yeah, so Dragon Castle is a production we just put out. Release date was May 25th. The idea of Dragon Castle is that there is a central board with a ruined Dragon Castle. And what the players are doing is they're trying to utilize fallen stones from the Dragon Castle to create their own castle, which would please the dragon spirits that come and visit and judge at the end of the game who has the best castle.
Gotcha. So this is using some mahjong mechanics to it, right?
Yeah, obviously it uses pretty standard from what I've seen mahjong suits. So you have the seasons, which are the blue tiles. You have the winds, which are the black tiles. Soldiers are red, farmers are green, merchants are yellow, and then of course you have the very rare in the setup dragon tiles, which you can see here.
The pink purple dragon tiles there.
And so each of those suits, what it does in the game mechanism is that it allows you to score different ways. So anytime you take tiles from the Dragon Castle and place them in your own board over here, you can set them any way you want to. However, once you connect 4 of the same color orthogonally, those tiles do what we call consolidate, and they flip down. So the 3 common suits, the merchants, the farmers, and the soldiers, those allow you to place one of the shrine tiles on top. And at the end of the game, what that's going to let you do is any stack of face-down tiles with a shrine on top will score 1 point for each face-down tile beneath it.
Okay, so that's essentially the castle
That's
that
the
we're
castle
building there.
building and attracting the dragons with the high shrines.
Yeah.
So the common ones, like I said, those 3, the green, yellow, and red. The slightly more rare are the seasons and the winds. Those allow you, when you consolidate, to place 2 shrines on top of any of the tiles that you consolidated. And then the dragons, the rarest of all, when you flip or consolidate for those, they allow you to place 2 shrines and also score a victory point. And we have victory point markers in here. We didn't grab those out. So generally what you're trying to do is build the tallest in the base game. However, we do have some cards. Let me pop them out here. I should have grabbed those first.
Okay.
Let me grab those cards there. Sorry about that. So we have a nice mix that brings some replayability to the game of spirit animals as well as dragon cards. So the spirit animals, you see the nice little animal iconography on the back. So you're going to play with one of these per game, and then you also flip over to the other side.
Oh, okay.
And this will give... The spirit animals give each player 1 additional action that they can take by discarding a tile from their castle that they're building to trigger that ability. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but there's ones that let you take non-matching tiles, because typically when you pick from this board, you have to take a match. So you always take the first tile from the top of the Dragon Castle, and then take 1 other matching tile from anywhere else on the castle that is exposed on its long side.
Okay.
It's like these
So
2
you
here.
can take those 2, the 2 of soldiers, and put those into your Dragon Castle any way you wanted to.
And then once you get 4 orthogonal, they would flip, which would then give you the ability to either put one of your shrines on top or save it for later, because once they're flipped, that's what allows you to build on top of to go for height.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't build on a tile. You can't put another tile on top of a tile until it's flipped. The bottom one's flipped face down.
And you were saying you get more points the higher your towers go, right?
Yes. And also, the other twist is that when you consolidate, it's not advantageous all the time to consolidate 4 at a time, because there's a score multiplier, not really a multiplier, it's an iterative bonus for flipping more tiles at one time.
So for instance, if you had 4 laid like this, you could place the next 2 tiles like this and then connect in the middle, gives you a longer run, which gives you more more points when you flip over.
Ah.
So it's only 4 once they're adjacent, but you can leave breaks in the gap in order to get longer straights in order to get more points.
So you can try to make like a Rube Goldberg, basically trigger them all at the same time.
It scores up to 8, and then after 8, it's just an additional point for each additional one you can manage to flip over at one shot.
But it's always that balance of how many points do I want to score by consolidating a bunch at one time,
Right.
or do I want to quickly build a base so I can start building my castle taller?
Gotcha.
For the end of the game.
So
It's a height versus length type of debate. Some people win going high, some people win by just building large straights and doing that multiple times.
I definitely can appreciate the multiple avenues to victory there, just because I like to change up my play styles as
Exactly.
I play through games.
And again, with the multiple avenues of victory, I'll just lay this out here. This is a dragon card, and the dragon cards, what they do is they introduce an additional end-game scoring mechanic.
Okay.
So I believe there are 8 of each in here, 8 spirits, which give you the additional optional action each turn, and 8 dragons, which introduce a different scoring mechanic. So some dragons like to see unflipped tiles in the castle, and you have a bigger base, or some dragons like to see very tall towers sitting by themselves. It's just a really nice mix, and I've been playing this game 10 or 20 times and have not gotten through all the dragon and animal combinations.
So it adds a nice amount of replayability to the game doing it that
Also,
way.
it comes with 4 player boards. So there's a player board for 4 players. Then on the flip side, it's a 3-player board. There's another similar board in here with a 2-player board. And then most importantly, there's a board that's just completely blanked out. And there's in the rulebook 16 different reconfigurations of how to build the dragon castle with different shapes and different things. And then one that you can just build it however you like. So it creates different avenues for pulling the tiles, which also adds some replayability to the already all the other different mechanics that can change things up. So you can play this game a multitude of ways.
Fantastic. So I flipped over the dragon card here. So this is just another endgame scoring condition. Can you just give some insight as to what that one means there?
Yeah, I believe that one is going to give you a point for each of the common suits, which, again, yellow is merchants, green is farmers, red is soldiers. It's going to give you a point for every tile in a stack that is topped by one of those common.
So if you don't put a shrine on top of it or have it flipped over, if it's left face up at the end of the game, it'll give you a scoring bonus.
Yeah, like on that example card right there,
Gotcha.
that would net you 9 points.
So these dragon cards, these are introduced at the beginning of the game?
Yes, everyone knows what the optional dragon condition is for
Okay.
the game before they start off, and same with the animal cards.
Gotcha. So it just gives you a different end goal from the very beginning, possibly. Or a variant end goal, if you will.
Yeah, and the other thing to consider here is that we showed you the action of taking a matching tile, one tile from the top that matches another tile anywhere in the dragon castle. You may also at any time, the other option is you can take any one tile from the top of the dragon castle and gain 1 victory point. Or I'm sorry,
Or a shrine.
Yeah, you gain a shrine for that if you put it into your realm. The other option is, and this is where it gets a little bit cutthroat, is where you take a tile off, discard it from the game, and draw 1 victory point for that.
So if someone, say, is going for green and you know they're going for green, but it's the only green on the top, you could ditch it so they have no legal choice because now they would have to choose, say, blue because it's on the top row and take a victory point. So you can play cutthroat or you can just focus on what you need to do and just work to benefit you. You can go both ways with this game, which makes it real interesting in like the 3 and 4 player games.
We were playing last week at the office, and I was going for a 6 or 7 dragon consolidation, and they just started cutthroat, taking all the dragons off the top. I had no chance whatsoever, and so at the end of the game, I'm sitting there were 6 dragon tiles unflipped.
So, I mean, a lot of our viewers know at home, we play super friendly when we're playing against
Yeah,
no,
right.
not even a little bit. We are extremely cutthroat, so... Oh, man, I'm just picturing in my head me and Josh behind the scenes there playing and not being happy with each other at the end result, but having a lot of fun in the process.
Yeah, it's still a blast, and it's. I think the beautiful thing about this, and another game we put out last year or 2 years ago, Potion Explosion, they just have really great table presence and a tactile element to them that makes them attractive. Like, I play this at a family gathering, and even the non-gamers are like, "Wait, what is that?" Yeah,
And it's a great play
really
time, too. It plays in 45 minutes. Even your first game won't take more than an hour. Once you've learned the mechanics, it's 45 minutes in 2, 3, or 4 player game. It's a very fast-paced game, and you can and with great table presence, you can just play over and over again. And it plays differently depending on which components, whether you use the cards, when you don't use the cards, which board you use, or which custom configuration. So it offers a lot of replayability in a very quick time.
So can you talk a little bit how this game utilizes the mahjong mechanics, but differs from it obviously in many ways, as like kind of like a gateway element for some gamers, just because one of our team members lives in Boca, so she's been exposed to mahjong plenty of times in her life. So I thought that was a pretty interesting thing to kind of use that as a backbone of the game, but then grow off of that.
Yeah, because so many people have come to mahjong in the one style of mahjong, which is the elimination mahjong. That's where you're trying to tear down the mahjong setup and you're trying to get to the very bottom, and it's a solitaire game. You can play it with other people, but traditionally you think of the internet versions of it, or something that comes packaged with your PC, where you're trying to tear that down, and people are used to that element. It does sometimes take a little bit of coaxing to get people to realize you have to take absolutely matching tiles in this game, but anybody that's familiar with those PC versions are going to grab onto it very quickly. And I think there's a space. People always say, "Oh, that's a mahjong thing. What are you doing with it? Are you just playing mahjong?" And it's no. Okay, there's some additional stuff here.
Very cool. So my next question is, where can I find this game?
You can find this at most independent retailers in the United States and across the globe. We shipped this out for a release date of May 25th, so it's been on the market for about 2 weeks.
Oh, very good.
Obviously, we're here at the PhD show, so any retailer who deals with PhD, go in and tell them that you'd love to see this game in their store, and I'm sure they will call their PhD rep.
Fantastic. And what price point are we talking about for Dragon Castle?
50.
Yeah, $49.99.
$49.99.
Very good. And I saw there was a lot of stuff in that box.
There's a lot of tiles. Yeah, if you feel. I mean, I know your viewers can't tell, but the tiles are nice and well made. They're
Is that going to disappear?
Yeah, it'll be the invisible bamboo there.
Yeah, but yeah, there's quite a lot of components packed in here at that price point. You get a lot of replayability out of
I
this game.
forget how many tiles exactly there are, but
There's a lot.
There's a ton of tiles inside.
Yeah, this is like a very small fraction of the amount of tiles that come in the game.
Very good. Now, is there anything else that you want to tell our viewers today about Dragon Castle?
No, just go out, pick it up. A lot of our stores participate in our CMON Play program, and we offer demo copies at a very affordable rate for those stores. So most good CMON Play retailers should have a copy of this on the table that you can try out.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank all of you for watching at home. Stay tuned for more coverage throughout the day today at the PhD Speed Gaming event. But signing off for now, I'm Matt. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Take care.